Shannon Sharpe can't stay out some shit, boy. First he turned his live on, then he hop on TV and defend that white girl. I can't believe you defending that white girl. I cannot stand discourse online. There's no room for nuance, right? Like, you either make these broad strokes, these big broad statements, or nobody pays attention to you. If you try to break it down and really get to the root of things and prove your case, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to read through that. They want you to say the thing real loud. They make a joke of it, make it short and sweet, like a statement they could say, and that's it. So Shannon Sharpe comes out and defends Caitlin Clark, who's clearly getting hated on, right? Clearly getting poked in the eye. Clearly getting bumped. Clearly getting trash talked about it. Clearly getting her accomplishments downplayed. And he comes out and defends her, and the first thing you say is, I don't see you defending black girls like that. Like, you can't win for losing, yo. You can't win for losing. Like, nobody cared about the WNBA. We all know this. Nobody watched it. Nobody cared who was playing. I didn't know who the MVP was. I didn't know who the Rookie of the Year was. I couldn't name you 3 teams in the NBA. Seriously. Right now, I can name you the Sparks off the top of my head. The Sparks, the Fever. I'm drawing a blank, my nigga. I'm drawing a blank. You want to know why? Because there's only one reason why I care. Because of this particular player. Her story was interesting. Her accomplishments were impressive. And so we started paying attention. So, of course, as a media member, you're going to follow that thread. And then as more threads pop up, you'll touch on those things as well. So if we start to look into this one particular player who had this one incident with this other player, and we start to pull the thread and just see where it takes us, that's how the story plays out. That's how media works. I don't know why I'm supposed to feel bad because I didn't talk about Shanae Jenkins playing for a team I never watched, my nigga.
Shanae Jenkins?
Yeah, because if Caitlin Clark's father was the same color as Kamala Harris, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. Yeah, think about it. Take a second.
You're right, because she would then be considered,
black. Yeah. And for some reason, and then people's like, Caitlin Clark's fans are, some of them are racist. This is America, B. Is that shocking to you, man? That white people are the majority in this country. In order to be racist, right, you have to believe that your race is superior to the other people's race. You know what I mean? And that normally can only happen when you have to oppress that other race. That normally can only happen when you got the numbers, B. So it stands to reason, if we take every single Michael Jordan fan that ever existed, close our eyes and throw a rock, we probably gonna hit a racist, my nigga. That's just how it works. Everybody's a fan of Michael Jordan. If we take every single fan of Caitlin Clark and close our eyes and throw a rock, you probably gonna hit a racist. There's a lot of fucking racists in America. That's how it works. But I'm not a racist, right? I like Caitlin Clark. I like pig feet. I like hog mark. No, I'm just saying, like, why do you have to consider the lowest common denominator and then attach it to that figure? It's the same. I just spoke about it. The same thing they did with Bernie Sanders in 2016. They called them Bernie Bros. Oh, the Bernie Bros online, they're only voting for Bernie because they don't like Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I don't fucking like Hillary Clinton, and I like Bernie Sanders. What? So now I'm racist. I'm sexist against all women because I happen to like this one politician better than this other politician. You sound dumb. You're grasping at straws to make an argument that isn't there. So when you told me like, oh, you heard about the Shannon Sharpe controversy with Caitlin Clark, I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, well, apparently he went on ESPN. So I looked it up. No, I saw it. I just didn't think anything was wrong with it. So what you have here is women are being introduced to a space that they never really were in before. Like, sports discussion very rarely involves women. So, because women very rarely have ever cared.
They're also very rarely going like beat around the bush and care about your feelings.
Exactly.
Like when them niggas get, like if they get to talking about the WNBA like they do about the NBA, NFL.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out.
Because women, they want this. Okay.
Ooh.
Hold on. Let me
Whoa.
let me check. Let me check myself. Because I'm about to do the same thing that they do, right? They speak in large. A lot of people when they go online, they speak in large, swapping generalizations, right? One way or the other. And the reason why you do that is because it's easier. Even I was just about to do it because it's an easier way to make a point. If you ever find yourself saying, this large, unnamed group of people that I'm putting one big sticker on, or you find yourself saying, why do you always, or every time I do this, you do that, you're speaking in absolutes. There's no way that every single time you go to talk, someone else is talking. There's no way that every time I go in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. Right? Eating all the hog mug. It's just not possible. But you make that argument that way because it's easier to make that argument than it is to actually say, at these particular instances that I wrote down and recollect upset me. So instead of doing all that, I'm just gonna say, every time you go out, you act like you can't text somebody or something like that. Because it's easier to do it that way. So what I was just about to say is women in general want equal footing and be handled with kids' gloves. But that's not true. Not every woman wants that. What I will say, it seems like when Shannon Sharpe goes online and tells me Kawhi Leonard isn't one of the best players in the NBA because he's hurt all the time, I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan. And I want to argue back with Shannon Sharpe, and I don't particularly like his point. But I'm not going to go online and say, oh, you're racist against Kawhi Leonard. I'm not going to go online and say, oh, you're ableist because Kawhi's hurt and you don't like him because he's hurt and shit. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go there with it. I'm going to address his arguments point by point. And I'm going to break them down and show them why they're stupid. You know why I know I would do that? Because I do it every day in a group chat about sports. That's all we do is argue. So someone says the most mundane thing like Kawhi Leonard is better than Luka Doncic. You want to start an argument? Go in the barbershop and say Kawhi Leonard is better than Luka. And watch how many of them barbers try to commit barbicide immediately. The reason being is because most people don't want to argue point for point. They just want to get their point across. They want their point to be heard. So when Shannon Sharpe got on there and broke down that lady's argument, and she said, nobody ever took credit away from Caitlin Clark. That's a lie. Nobody ever thought she wasn't proven yet, so we didn't. And then Shannon Sharpe said, no, I'm going to hold you to your feet to the fire and hold you accountable. And then some people, let's not even say women, some people, because there were also gay men, of course. No. There was also men who are on the other side of it, got on there and got offended and said, see, Shannon Sharpe doesn't like black women. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know how you simultaneously call a man gay and then simultaneously say he doesn't like black women. And like, if you were straight, you wouldn't like black women, therefore you racist. This is the type of logic. How do you even fight against that? So Shannon Sharpe went online and like jabbed back at a few people, but it made him look stupid because now you're just arguing with people who are just saying stupidness. They're calling the man gay and saying he doesn't like black women. Which is it? I ain't never seen Shannon Sharpe with a woman before. Have you, Paul?
Nah.
The man put out a sex tape and I still ain't never seen him with a woman before, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how we make these inferences based on baseless accusations in the first place.
I feel like Michelle is black. I'm going somewhere else.
You just feel like in your soul, you feel like he was talking to a black woman when he said that.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people said she sounded a little Hispanic.
Damn. Oh well.
She could have been French.
Michelle. Shoot him some bail. You know what I'm saying?
We don't gotta shoot him no bail. These are baseless accusations, but I don't have to defend a man who's clearly innocent, right? And people will go online and just say, I just feel you said this because you hate black people. You ever seen Shannon Sharpe's kids?
I mean, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
That's a good point. But have you ever seen his kids?
No.
Blacker than him?
Damn. I mean, not damn in a bad way.
Nah, racist. Blacker than him. How you gonna say he don't like black women? It's nonsense. It boggles the mind. Instead of addressing his points, just call him racist because it's easier. Just say it's right. Oh, I think instead of talking about the topic at hand, you should talk about the topic I want you to talk about. It's not how it works. I don't care about Shanae Jenkins, man. I never did. Not one time in my life. Have I ever? Let's talk about golf. I don't even like Arnold Palmer's, my nigga. Don't put lemonade in my tea. Like, I don't care about golf, but you know what was interesting? Tiger Woods. That was interesting. I don't care about baseball, my nigga. But when, what's his name? Fucking Sammy Sosa, before he turned white, was knocking that shit out the park. When Mark McGwire was knocking that shit out the park. What's the big head nigga? Oh, Barry Bonds, yeah.
Goddamn, nigga. Barry Bonds do got a big ass head.
Boy, I was locked in. I was locked in to ESPN because I wasn't watching that long, boring ass game. I was watching ESPN. Oh, those some good highlights. I guess I'm gonna turn it to something I'm interested in now. But that's it. You think I know anybody who name me Barry Bonds' teammate, Paul? Can you do that? Nobody, big fucking nobody, my nigga. McNulty, nobody, my nigga. Jose, get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, all of them. Don't care. I don't care. I cared about those particular players' stories, though. I come from, people call me a bandwagoner, right? Because I like the Clippers. I like Caitlin Clark and the Fever. Let me tell you something. I come from watching boxing, MMA, one person versus another person. I get to know that person, and I'll root for that person if I like their style. I get to know them personally based on the stories that they tell. And that's it. I don't got to know every person he ever fought. I don't got to get to know all that. I get to know it for that one fight. So when I watch team sports, I'm interested in one story. One story. You know who got me like that? Blake Griffin. Chris Paul came to the Clippers, and Blake Griffin was this phenomenal rookie player, and he got hated on by every single pundit on ESPN. He got hated on by every single player in the league. He was going up to dunk the ball, and they were literally punching him in the gonads, my nigga. They were punching him in the ball sack. And the refs weren't calling it. You know where I see that same thing? Caitlin Clark goes for a shot. Passes. She fakes the shot and passes the ball. The girl goes like this, goes to block it. Her hand goes like a gay man saw him broke. And clicks her in the eye. She goes down. The referee watches her fall. It says, meanwhile, she's on the ground writhing in pain. Not one play stopped. They had to call timeout to stop it. She was just sitting there writhing and playing. The referee acted like he didn't see it. That type of call been happening to her all season. We just supposed to pretend like we don't see that shit? No, I watched you do it to Blake Griffin. I watched you do it to Caitlin Clark right now. Y'all decided y'all didn't like her. You can get on TV and say what you want to say, but when you watch the games, and I've only watched like 3, when you watch the games, you can see what's going on. And even if it was a mistake, they were laughing about it. I watched the playoff game, the second playoff game. The same girl, some white girl on the other team scored the 3, went to the sidelines and was getting hyped. And it said, poke me in my eye, poke me in my eye. And then the same girl who poked Caitlin Clark went up and started tapping her around her eye like this as a joke. Yeah. And then you want me to turn around and act like there's no maliciousness whatsoever? Paul, you've done a lot of sparring. Have you ever poked somebody in the eye by mistake and then bragged about it on the sideline, man?
I've never actually poked somebody in the eye before.
Well, goddamn it.
Yeah. But I definitely wouldn't brag about it.
I'm trying to think if I ever poked somebody in the eye.
We joke. We laugh about that at some point.
Okay, you've hit somebody low before, though, right?
Yes.
Have you ever said, yes, you have. You kicked me low before.
Yeah.
You dirty bastard. You hated on me my whole career. Yeah. Did you ever laugh about it later?
Yes.
Was it funny when you was on the ground?
Listen, I know somebody gonna laugh about it,
Ain't nobody ever laughed at you, my nigga.
Come on, man.
Okay, when we watch the
My
UFC,
coach, Julian Williams, is the coach in our gym, my nigga.
when you watch professional sports,
Yes.
boxing, MMA, have you ever seen them laugh at the person in the corner
Laugh at the person in the
after they hit him low?
after they hit him low?
Yes.
Nah, I'm more so talking like after the fight or something like that.
No. We're talking about during the game still. They're on the sideline laughing about it. And it happened, and just to clarify for the audience, because I know y'all don't know because y'all ain't watched the game, but those that watched, the first time when it actually
Call you a bitch. They'll probably do that in the moment if they feel like you playing it up or something like that.
her eye was black when she got up.
Man, listen, nigga.
So her eyes was bleeding. She had tears of blood coming out of her eyes.
Still proven guilty. They feel like they didn't do that shit.
She can't see out of one eye, Paul. She's blind in one eye. She wears an eye patch now. She's decided to retire from NBA and become a pirate, my nigga, for the rest of her life.
They make fun of Michael Bisping having one eye right now, man. Come on, brother. This is what, but also, I still feel like this plays into your point because it just shows like you have to get thicker skin all around because
Caitlin Clark got thicker skin than everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. If y'all gonna be this mean on this side, then y'all have to take the criticisms that are coming at y'all. Like y'all can't be this heartless and then like not be able to take like criticisms coming from the other side.
Oh, they can't take that shit at all. They definitely can dish it but can't take it.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
The smallest criticism they get bent out of shape. So I guess I'll just say this.
You did forget that that this nigga Michael Bisping literally got his eye kicked out of his head though. They joke about that shit.
They joke about it now, like, haha. They wasn't joking about it at the time. They didn't even know. Michael Bisping wasn't telling them he was blind. He was lying about it.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
I do.
He couldn't get sanctioned if he would have told him he was blind.
Yeah.
Nigga don't have an eye. He literally has a fake eye in his head.
Oh, I wasn't joking when I said Vitor kicked his eye out of his head.
Yeah. So, but here's what I'm just trying to say. Like, first of all, everybody relax. Take 2 steps back. Sports ain't politics. And just because a fan of somebody is a terrible person doesn't mean that somebody's a terrible person. You acting like Caitlin Clark is responsible for her fans being racist, or that Bernie Sanders is responsible for his supporters being sexist, is like saying that God is responsible for his followers being evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because they worship God and they happen to be evil, does that make God evil? I mean, this is a whole nother, perhaps. This is like a philosophical question. But I'm just trying to say, right, that sometimes the follower of a religion or a belief isn't necessarily the best example of what that belief or following that faith could be. The same way that a fellowship or a fanship of a certain player, game, or whatever doesn't necessarily going to be the best representation of what that player or game is about. That's all I'm saying. And here's the other thing. Get off their dick, yo. Like, you aren't Aja Reese. What's her name? Aja Reese. There we go. No, I'm combining 2 different people, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
You asked the wrong person, because I definitely ain't know both their names.
Whatever. You aren't that person. You aren't Caitlin Clark. Like, just stop being fanatics of anybody, man. Use your logic. Enjoy the game. They just regular people. We're just ordinary people. They're just ordinary people, man. And with that, I'd like to say...
When you see the rap sign, you ain't gotta hit the corner. Like,
oh, rap! Oh, shit! And with that, I'd like to wrap it up for no other reason than that's the end of my point. But yeah, Shannon Sharpe, keep doing what you're doing. Stop engaging on Twitter. Stop engaging with anything technologically advanced. You're at that age where you just, you know what I mean?
Do whatever Stephen A. Smith does.
No, don't do that, because then his hairline will be back here somewhere. All right? He be using big words. You trying to call God evil because of Stephen A's hairline? What kind of God would do that to a man's hairline?
Oh man. No, man, I feel like God, like you did something evil in your life for God to give you a hairline.
That man, he desired that hairline, man.
Possibly. You know what I'm saying? He should have let it go by now. You know what I'm saying?
Looks like another love TKO. Shannon Sharpe, stay off technology, B. Dude, let somebody else set that up for you. All right? Caitlin Clark, keep being you. Keep being great. WNBA, try to be grateful, B. Try to be grateful, because I wouldn't be talking about you right now. Let me tell you something. A year ago this time, I loved nothing more than coming home from a long walk, right? Taking a shower, laying down, and not giving a fuck about the WNBA, man. I'm telling you that, man. It was my pleasure. I have a man in my group chat. He's been trying to get us to watch the WNBA for years. And I love nothing more than sending him gifts about how much I care less. It was like a game, like to find who could find the best gift to display how much we don't care. And now I'm passionately talking about it. That's because of one person. Let it go, man.